Hi, everyone. I'm Maggie Macaulay of Wholehearted Parenting. Welcome to Three Things, Chats That Inspire. Chats That Inspire is where I have a wonderful opportunity to talk to a variety of people about our topic of the month. For this month, our topic is powerful communication for sensitive talks. There are so many kinds of sensitive talks that you could be having, that you've had, that you'd like to do a great job with. And so there will be several of these Three Things Chats That Inspire that you can watch, along with our March 12th workshop called, interestingly enough, Powerful Communication for Sensitive Talks. So you can join me live on March 12th. You'll also have an opportunity to get the workshop and see it on your own time, at a time that works for you. So there are two different ways that you can attend. So today I have the interesting pleasure of talking to myself. This is a very special, sensitive talk that I want to talk about. So I wanted to share some things with you about the talk that you might have with your child or your niece or nephew about adoption. So this is a topic that's very near and dear to my heart because my parents had that talk with me a long, long time ago. And it was a talk that I loved and a talk that I asked them to repeat to me. It was kind of like that book, Tell Me Again About the Night I Was Born by Jamie Lee Curtis. So I'm going to share three things with you today that I think are important in having that talk. There are millions of things that are important in having that talk. The three that I'm sharing with you, I think are key. They may not be the most important. So this is something we could talk about for hours. So the first thing that I want to share with you is to begin with you and to be aware of any parts that show up for you when you think about having this talk with your son or your daughter. It could be a part that says, God, I'm not deserving of being a mom, or this feels really weird. Anything that shows up for you. It could be, I'm afraid of how they're going to respond. Even if it's something like, I don't want them to feel different. Those are things with maybe a coach or a therapist to take a look at. They are not bad. They just are a part of you that is showing up. And for your conversation with your child to feel more comfortable for you to be able to share entirely and freely from your heart, from yourself, I encourage you to take a look at all those parts so that when you do talk to them, you feel very embodied in that conversation, that they aren't just words that you're saying, that it is something that fills your whole body and your heart. And that's what your child is going to hear and feel from you. It will really give your talk true authenticity and that heartfelt connection and that feeling of belonging for your child. So begin with you. Secondly, know the difference between privacy and secrecy. They're two very different things. Privacy are things that you want to keep between you and your child or within your family. There are things that every family has that are private. Now, for many, many, many years, adoption was held as a secret. We're not going to tell anyone. We're not going to tell our child. We're not going to tell the world. The deal with secrecy is that there is always shame attached. And the cure for that, or the fix for that, is to talk about it. Secrecy cannot exist when it is shared, when it is in the light. So be clear on what you wish to remain private or have as private in your family. There may be aspects of that adoption that are private for you and for your child within your family. And if any parts of you show up that this should be secret, We need to keep this a secret. That's a place to begin with you and to talk to someone who can be helpful, who can guide you. Again, there are no bad parts that are showing up. There's simply parts that are there within your system. The third thing that I want to share is it's not one conversation. It's a conversation that lasts a lifetime. And that conversation will morph, it will grow, it will shift as you do and as your child grows. The conversation you have and the story that you tell when your child is 3 or 4 is going to be very different from the one when they're a teenager or they're 25. So as I said in the very beginning, it's a lot like Tell Me Again About the Night I Was Born. And that's a beautiful, beautiful book to read to your child. That this conversation is very grounding and very connecting. And it will change, morph, grow, develop as your child grows and as you do. So thank you. I hope this was helpful. And I also hope that you will join us on March the 12th for Powerful Communication for Sensitive Talks. This is great for talks that you may have with members of your family, with your friends, with your own parents, with your kids, with people that you work with. If you're a leader at work, you will have sensitive talks with the people that you lead. And it's great for talking with your colleagues as well. So thanks for spending this time with me, and I hope to see you on March the 12th.